Hello, this is Vignesh Mandokar, B22CS061, and this is the demo video for my game for Computer Graphics Assignment 3. So, to give a brief overview, this game is like a strategy game. So, you have a set of points initially, which is 1000, and then you have four units to choose from, like archer, warrior, rogue, and uh, giant. And then you have to, with each having different points, and then you have to strategically choose the type of units and where to place them on the map. And there are enemy units, so your goal is to like kill all the enemy units, while ensuring that at least one of your units survives to win. That is the victory condition. And so yeah, so for that, this game uses. So I'll explain the how I made this game. So first, like I had to make a terrain, this whole terrain, like along with the mountains and small regions of height, and then I put on a texture on it. If you can see it, this one that I downloaded from Polyheaven. So the game actually, this is the texture that I used. And then I had to make this a nav mesh. So what is a nav mesh for? Like let's say there are characters in your game, like let's say enemies or autonomous characters like enemies or NPCs. So to make sure that they walk on some path specific based on the land, Unity provides a method to define the nav mesh. So if I go to terrain, so this you are seeing the blue one in the script. That is the nav mesh actually. So I will just show it again by zooming in. So this is the nav mesh, and it has you can create it by going to the nav mesh navigation window in Unity, and then you have to attach a nav mesh agent component to your characters. So this is essentially the autonomous agent script which allows characters to walk on the nav mesh. So like yeah, so that they can be walking can be simulated for those characters like natural walking and AI based walking. So that is the thing about Navmesh. So after I created this Navmesh for this, then I created a spawn area. Let me discover the Navmesh. So you can see the green one highlighted. This is the player spawn area, and this one is the enemy spawn area. All enemies will be spawning here, and you can only spawn your player characters here, like the units. Then for UI, I used a canvas. Like you can see this big thing, that's the canvas in Unity to show things like what characters to select, and for start for showing your points, that's why you needed this canvas for the basic UI. So yeah, and like this start battle button, then the points text, and this is the game manager. This is the main script of our um, game. Let me show you. Yeah, so this is the main script of our game. So this is where all things are handled. So as you can see in the game manager, like we provided the reference to the player spawn area, enemy spawn area, the total points initially we have to provide, and UI references along with what all units are available to us. So that everything is being decided in game manager dot C sharp file, and this is where the majority of the game logic lies. And then UI manager is only for handling UI related things like actions on pressing the unit button or showing the start battle button, that sort of stuff. And then we have placement manager for like when let's say you are placing the unit. So uh, obviously you need to know like what if the current position you are placing the unit is in allowed or not allowed. This is a common trope in any of games which incorporate placing units. So you might have seen it in Clash of Clans or anything. So if the unit placement is valid, it shows a green color. If it is not, it shows a yellow color. And I'm using a placement ghost. So what is a placement ghost? It is essentially a dummy object that appears when you are trying to just place the unit. So I will explain it better when I show the gameplay of the game. And then yeah, this is the placement ghost, and these are my character prefabs like templates for knight, with the giant, archer, and rogue. Yeah, and each of these have the scripts attached, and the models I used. from itch.io. There was a free asset pack, so I used that for these characters. Yeah, okay, and yeah, that's about it. And yeah, I'll show you the gameplay. So, so yeah, um, this is the so yeah, this is the game window. So like you can see, these are the units that we have to choose from, and you can also so yeah, you can also move your camera. So from basic WASD to W forward, A back, right. So Q for turning left, E for turning right, and if you want to look up, Z. If you want to look down, C. Yeah, these are the units, and so these are the enemy units, and like you can see, different they are placed over different area and that sort of stuff. So total points there are 1,000. And what I was talking about the placement ghost was that see, like let's say I select the row. So as you can see, this is a capsule. This is my current placement ghost. I'm using a very simple one. So this is in green because this is a valid placement area. But if I go to this, here I'm not allowed because this is the enemy spawn area. Or let's say here I cannot go actually because I've made the bound restriction in code. But here I cannot place. It shows yellow because this is invalid. This is valid. So the goal is to like this. If you click on it, automatic places the last portion. I placed a rogue here. So um, so each enemy units have their like so each unit have their different perks. Like this rogue attacks very fast but has low HP. Warrior is a balanced unit. Archer is a long distance unit. So yeah, these are being placed. So I placed yeah, let me place an archer here. Okay, so I have another one. So I have to place it here. So now I'll just do start battle and let's see what happens. Okay, doing well so far. And yeah, these enemy agents are able to navigate to the player because of the navigation setup. So yeah, like it seems that this will be a very easy victory. Only one character left. Okay, damn. Okay, yeah, so it's a victory. Yeah, so that was the game. So obviously there is a lot of polishing I could have done, but yeah, I think this was enough to showcase like basic understanding of Unity. Yeah, so thank you.